Good morning, Keely O'Brian here. So, I need to show you my Vintage Flowers Cut and Collage book. I've changed it to 2 Cut Out and Collage now in my other books. It just flowed better, I suppose. This was one of my early books that I did last year. So, yeah, I really need to show you this book because I am about to do this to it. I'm going to cut it up. So once I've cut it up, there's not much point in doing a flip through video because it'll be all bits hanging out and holes everywhere. You won't be able to see all the pictures. So here is my flip through video of my book. You can find this on Amazon. Obviously I'm going to put the link in the description. So I looked for proper vintage illustrations for this book, and I really tried to stay true to that that goal, to make everything be a vintage, put some more lights on, a vintage illustration rather than, like, you know, something modern sort of reproduction. So yeah, this is me, and I like to put a selection of the things in the book at the front, partly so that we can squeeze in loads more illustrations for you to use, but also it gives a really nice flavour of what is to come. So yeah, I wrote a little bit of blurb at the front. You can read that if you buy the book. And I really had fun making this collage, actually. I just wanted a stack of flowers, a bit like, you know, a flower stall or something like that. But I needed to give it a few focal points. So I found these gorgeous black and white illustrations. They're not in the book other than on this page. So if you love them, you'll have to cut this picture up. And I just had so much fun trying to wedge these little characters in amongst the flowers so that they were popping out. Look at this little girl's face. How adorable is that? She just looks like, I don't know, a kid in a sweet shop. And she looks a little bit wistful. And this girl here, look at her. Oh my goodness. She just looks so pleased with herself. And she does remind me of a very dear friend of mine who's sadly no longer with us anymore, but there was just something in her eye that reminded me of my dear friend. So yeah, she went in as well. Right, so this is typical page from this book. I actually used a cream background for this book as well, just to sort of enhance the vintage look. So if you're fussy cutting and you wanted to get some cream, a very thin cream edge around the edge of your flowers, then this book is for you. Yeah, so we've got all sorts of different things, tulips and poppies and lilies. Roses are going to have a feature, I can't get my worms out, feature heavily in this book, and it's just such a joy to have such stunning images and to be able to play about with them and organise them into pages that are going to look just gorgeous. And you can tell that I love working with colour. It's, if you've watched my postcard videos, you can see there's always a really strong, slightly matchy colour theme going on. So some of the pages are a bit more mixed, and some of the fussy cutting here is not for the faint-hearted, I have to say. Having now crafted with my books, some of them are super fiddly. However, for this, for example, you could just cut out this area, or you could tear it, or you could, you know, just have the cream background and tuck it in somewhere, not worry about all this. You know, you have options. Or you could just rip a page and use slices of the flowers in background images as well. So there are a few much bigger illustrations here, and just look at the colours. I mean, come on, orange and pale baby blue. You don't often see those together, I don't think. They're just amazing. Oh, my partner's sister has lilies like this in her garden, and we had some in a vase a few weeks ago that she gave us. They were growing rampantly in her garden. So yeah, we had those. They looked and smelled fabulous. So wonderful thing about flowers, of course, is, apart from the texture and the smell, is the colour. So I was able to, you know, filter down all these pretty pinks and soft colours as well. Now, if you've seen my Pretty Postal Ephemera Info Stamps book, you'll know I have a bit of a thing about postage stamps. So I wanted to include these in this book because they're rather fun, and they have got flowers on each of those little faux stamps. So we also have a few vintage seed packets and little pieces of ephemera in here. Look at that teacup. Turquoise teacup with flowers and a bird. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. What can I say? Right, here's that baby blue and orange theme again. I think I might have used that other flower for inspiration for putting this page together. How gorgeous are these? So in terms of fussy cutting, you've got, that one's not so bad. That one's not so bad. These probably okay if you just go around the outsides. Hydrangea, probably not too difficult. Some of these you might want to trim off some of those extra leaves, but I have left the illustrations the way they were in the source material where I got them from. So gorgeous reds and oranges. These look a bit like geraniums, I think. And do you know, I have made a bit of a decision here. This is helping me even more, that I am going to use some of these flowers in my postcard today. So if you want to see whether I did or not, pop over to that video now. Also, I think they'll be a little bit easier to cut because the shapes are simpler. I love poppies. Just look at those. I had poppies in my garden in my previous house that sprung up out of nowhere. They were a real joy. They were absolutely massive. And pink. Don't often see big blousy pink poppies. So more pink here. Oh, that's another thing I used to grow was sweet peas. Just love the smell. Do you know what sweet peas smell of? Oh, I'm trying to visualise. Picture the scene and visualise the smell of sweet peas with me now. Like a floral meditation. And actually this book, I just find it really uplifting to look through. If you're feeling down, look at some flowers. So there's some super fiddly things to cut out here, but some people absolutely love cutting out and fussy cutting. So these could be almost done in a block. They're more of a rectangular composition. Toying with the idea of these for my postcard today as well, so I'm a bit torn whether they would go and work with the others. I'm going to have to get those scissors out soon. So we've got some slightly, it's not actually metallic because Amazon don't print shiny metallic in their books, but, well, not in the ones I do anyway. But we've got some sort of metallic looking leaves here. And I just love how dainty these are as well. Oh, I've had my eye on these poppies too because I've got a background that would go really, really well with those. So you might see those featured in the video of today's postcard, which is postcard number 9 of the hashtag Gel-Eye Postcard Play Challenge. I've also got my eye on this one, because I'll be cutting these out and putting them on quite a bold jelly print background. So I've got to think about the backgrounds I have too. So pretty, and there's more of these beautiful pink poppies with a tiny sort of bluey grey edge to them, which I think might work very, very well with one particular jelly print I have in mind. I've got some yellows in here as well. And some gorgeous little bits of vintage ephemera. Oh, I love vintage ephemera so much. It's just the sweetest, sweetest thing in the world, isn't it? Little girls and boys with gorgeous little Victorian outfits and pretty flowers. What's not to love? Might not be your thing, but hey. Anyway, right, so we've got, these look a little like water lilies, but water lilies so much. Got another water lily project on the go to be made available soon. So I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say Etsy. It's on its way. Be patient, I'll tell you when it's actually ready. Now, these flowers remind me of the lady next door when I was growing up. She had curtains like this. I think they were Sanderson fabric. But just look at those stunning illustrations. I hope you can see them. And it's just that slightly soft sort of patina almost on these that did remind me of those Sanderson roses. Love them so much. We've got some white ones here, which obviously stand out against the creamy background paper. And some lilies. So it's really nice soft paper in this book as well. I just think it's such a beautiful book, even though I say so myself. Yeah, love that page so much. Beautiful pinks and delicate leaves. Some bigger, bolder illustrations here. Little butterflies hiding in amongst the flowers as well. And some slightly more minimalist page there. Just love these frothy blue flowers. Not quite sure what they are. They look a little bit like buddleia maybe, or we used to have a tree like that in our garden when I was very young. Love a hydrangea. Look at that pretty hydrangea with all those frothy blossoms on it. And gorgeous teacup. And some more beautiful flowers here. Now, don't you just love that? Look at all the different flowers in that posy. Again, it'd be quite a task to cut out, but then it is quite big if you've got the patience. You could use that maybe as a background for something else, perhaps with a character in it. And peachy colours. And we have some more yellows here. Pansies, I love pansies. World's teeniest cut and collage butterfly over there with a sunflower. Oh, look at these. I think they were all by the same illustrator. Look at a set. I think a couple of those might be on the front cover. Yeah, that one. Put that one on the front cover there, you can see. And there's that gorgeous hydrangea again. Really enjoy making the covers for my books. There are some tags at the back. If you're a junk journaler, you might make use of those, or you could always stick them on card, cut them out, stick them on card, use them for gift tags if you wanted to. Like birthdays, that sort of thing. And lovely soft blues there. Silvery leaves. Isn't that just stunning? I think that would work very well. You could even put a person or a bee or something sitting on the top. A little elf sticking out would be great, wouldn't it? Oh gosh, look at these passion flowers, and not sure what these are, fuchsias. Oh, now those remind me of the lady next door as well, the one with the Sanderson curtains. I used to go around and help her water the garden, and when I was very small, and she had fuchsias. If I see a fuchsia, I think of that lovely lady who I grew up with next door. Right, so here's my back page. As you can see, it does reference some of my other books. So there's Vintage Marine Life. I got a Vintage Mushrooms book and Vintage Birds, and those were all quite early in my publishing career. And there's the back page. So hundreds of vintage illustrations for cut out and collage, junk journaling, scrapbooking, card making and decoupage, if that is your jam. There we go. Right, I hope you love that book as much as I do. Why not pop over to Amazon, stick it in your cart, order it. When it arrives, you can get the scissors out and hack it to pieces and enjoy using all of those flowers. So I reckon they would make beautiful birthday cards, or they could be great little accent pieces for any project really that you're doing that requires a little bit of prettiness and some colour. Okay, oh yeah, and there are over 400 illustrations. Trust me, I counted them. You may count them as well if you wish. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I hope you enjoyed my book, and goodbye.